Warband is a series that is very close to my heart. I've played hundreds of hours on it. How could you not like a game where you can take over the world, start an uprising in a peaceful land, condemning millions to their death? You can be a soldier chosen by God on a holy mission to systematically remove indigenous populations and then restore the rightful king to the lands. And that's before you even add mods. If you're like me, you'll turn the entire game into a World War II simulator, assemble a group of extremists with the sole purpose of wiping out the Swiss because those Swiss bastards have had it too good for too long. Hell, you can even get married. This is clearly the best game ever made. Well, until the Swadia comes knocking at your door with an army of 1,000 peasants, wasting an hour of your life because you were swarmed by the unwashed masses and lost your castle. Swadian motto: we have more peasants than you have trained soldiers, so get fucked. I go to sleep playing the soothing sound of my men screaming at the top of their fucking lungs. The only problem with the game is the fact that it was made in 2010 but looks like it was made in 2005, and the AI is pretty stupid. Let me tell you a strategy that I use and will always work. Find a nation. I use Swadia. Execute some of their farmers, or one of their trade caravans if you're strong enough. Then loot and pillage villages for their money. And if you see a lord, run to the village and let them attack you. You see, the villagers will then join into the battle. Wait, you might say, that's not that good. Why would you want to give the enemy more troops? Wrong. This is very good for you. For you see, Warband can only have so many units in a battlefield. And so I like to manipulate this. So instead of getting hit by all highly trained soldiers, literal peasants will be mixed into the army. So instead of all super soldiers, some are replaced with peasants, allowing you to fight the super soldiers in small groups before reinforcements come. And that is how you win against a stronger opponent. But today, I want to talk about Mountain Blade 2. What's new? Is it just the same game with a graphical update? How is it different? Well, I am about to find out. Okay, I'm done. This game is much different than the first. Okay, for this to make sense, I need to tell you how you start a normal game of Warband. First, you go to the Nords and you hire anyone you can. Make sure they're Nord soldiers though, those are the best ones. Then you kill some bandits, level up your troops a little bit. Then, with your men, go and absolutely destroy some Swad villages and wipe them off the map like the scum they are. And you will get rich off pillaging these villages. With the money, you can pay your men their weekly wages and buy food and anything your heart desires. Now, let me tell you about Bannerlords 2. You can try this strategy, but it will leave you poorer than when you started. First, they nerfed raiding so goddamn hard it makes me want to cry. You practically get no loot, and every 5 seconds you get $30.
All of you!
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Keep in mind, any time, a lord can just walk by and remove your insides. Also, instead of paying weekly wages, you have to pay your men daily.
Hey, Professor!
Step back, I think I'm gonna vomit!
I lost money raiding a village because apparently my soldiers unionized, causing me to pay hundreds of dollars a day. So, I sat back in my chair. I went to google.com, googled how to make money in Bannerlords 2. I watched a video that told me to invest in wood shops, but it cost about $15,000 each. So I became a trader, selling whatever I could, buying clay for $4, then selling it for 16, or rum, or literally anything I could get my greedy, grubby hands on.
Oil, rope, bombs? You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough rubies.
I bought a jewelry store and made $100 a day. I got a wood shop, and guess what? It made me $1,000 a day. And then Elon Musk showed up and he said, "You did it! You cracked the code! Now you can join us in the Billionaires Club." Bike, I'm going. No, it was all a lie. The workshop made $30 a day. It's probably because you built it in a poor city, you might say. No, the video said it didn't matter where you put it, it would make $1,000 a day. Going back to the video, I saw that it was posted on April 1st. I felt cheated, angry that I had fallen for such a simple ruse. So, I did the opposite of what the video told me. The man said, "Don't buy a caravan. Yes, it'll make you more money in the long run, but it'll cost you $1,000 a day until it starts making a profit." More lies. Because the second I bought one, I made $400 a day. So I bought 3 more. You see, a companion has to run the caravan, but depending on your clan level, you can only have so many companions. So I hired every hobo I could and sent them to lead my caravans to make me millions. I was making over $1,000 a day. It was beautiful. Now, what should I do with all this money? Now that I had all this money, I wanted some land, because you can't just buy land, well, not with money anyway, but with blood. So I googled, what is the weakest nation? Apparently, it was Sturgia. So I went over and started attacking some lords and then ransoming back to their families. I looked at their castles, way too many people, so I kept on killing, trying to get my clan level up. I tried to make one of my followers create their own party, but you can't make them follow you for some reason. For you see, you need an army. The army system is a lot different than in the original game. In Warband, all your lords would follow you, and if one guy with 100 men shows up, half of your lords will run away like little bitches.
Stop! You violated the law.
In this game, it combines all of your parties into one super party. This removes the annoyance of all of your lords abandoning you when you need them most. But I need to have a kingdom to make an army like that. And to be king, I needed land. It was an infinite loop of needing land to make an army strong enough to get land. Then, like Icarus, I flew too close to the sun. I walked right into the middle of the Sturgian lands and was swarmed. It captured me and threw me into a cell. I rotted there for days, and those days turned into weeks. Every time I escaped, they would grab me and throw me back in, again and again and again. As they left me in that cell with the maggots tearing at my flesh, I swore I would kill every last one of them. Then, when I finally escaped, those bastards should have killed me when they had the chance.
I spoke into his eyes, I thought you died alone a long, long time. Oh no, not me. I never lost control. Your face to face with the man who sold the world.
Leave no survivors. I will make them all suffer.
I laughed and shook his hand and made my way back home. I searched for a fallen land for years and years I roamed. I
Now, after what we in the business call a gamer moment, I had become public enemy number 1. I guess people don't like it when I murder half of their families, or in some cases, their whole family. So I retreated to the desert. It was the only place I could go. And so, like the Taliban, I hid in a hole in the middle of the desert, waiting at my chance for a comeback. I also did some slight rebranding into the East India Company. Then, a rebellion happened. I mobilized my troops and set a siege. Sieging a castle is a lot harder in this game than in Warband. But if you're strong enough, I'm gonna tell you a strat that'll help you out. Okay, so you build a trebuchet, but as it's completed, you quickly move it to the reserves, and then make another one, and do this until you're out of slots. Then, unleash them all at the same time, and watch as their defenses crumble into dust. Then you can just simply walk in. Now that I had a castle, I saw that the world hated me, but I found out you can simply just pay them to not attack you. This was a price, however, I was unable to pay. I was paying half the world my lunch money so they wouldn't beat me up. Slowly, day by day, my vaults got emptier and emptier. I disbanded my armies to save money. I was still losing $2,000 a day. I made every companion and family member I had make a caravan to help pay for this. I was still losing so much money. The plan was to hold out and pay the money, then build back up. I was told these tribute payments would last 300 days, but we were losing a lot more money than we were making. Then, the few nations that weren't at war with me decided that now is the time for war, and instead of hitting Alt F4, I hit F5. Now, all my neighbors were at war with me. My main city is starving and threatening to rebel. I tried to fight back and I took a castle, but it didn't last very long. Is this my punishment for hitting Alt F4 for the last few hours whenever my neighbors declared war on me? Or was I being punished for my massacre of the lords? Things were looking bleak for the East India Company. My city is a fortress and no army could take it, but like Rome, the threat was from inside. A rebellion could happen at any moment. My advice? Don't kill every lord you see in a fit of rage. I will probably never climb out of the hole I dug myself into. Well, until next time, my fellow gamers.